right, and we're live, and welcome to the Chris and Chris podcast, the only podcast in the tri-state area where two people with the same name talk about random shit. I'm your host, Chris.
And I'm also Chris.
Yeah, let's start this up, baby.
Yeah. So how was your week? Basically
You haven't seen me all week.
Since last time.
Yeah, last night I was playing a gig.
Oh yeah?
And I saw somebody with an H3 shirt. And I went up to him and I was like, Papa bless, appreciate you. And I kept saying, I think he got a little bit annoyed.
You kept saying it?
Yeah.
Good.
I think he got a little bit annoyed.
He knew what he got himself into. Oh, I'm going to be cool. No one's going to know what H3 is. Psych. Somebody does, and they're never going to leave you alone about it.
What's going on with you?
Not a whole lot. Just been busy, working. Haven't even really gotten to do the stuff that I like to do, let alone finish the stuff that I need to do.
Yeah, isn't that so? Chris,
yeah.
So you've been saying that you were texting me that sentiment. You can't even do this. You don't even have the energy to do the stuff that you like to do. You know,
let alone finish the stuff that needs to get done.
So we were supposed to record this yesterday. And We tried, yeah. And then Chris was like, I got to do stuff that I don't want to do. I don't even want to do the podcast.
I wasn't that bad.
That's what it sounded like.
It
sounded like.
It was just poor, what's the word? Poor time management, I guess, or poor planning. There wasn't a lot of...
Right.
Yeah, so it kind of threw a wrench into everything, and here we are.
Yep. Well,
sometimes you got to deal with a wrench being thrown into shit.
Right. So I'm looking up right now on, this is going to be a little segment we called Yahoo News.
Oh, we're just going to do Yahoo News?
Yahoo
we're going to jump right into it.
Because I saw already a fucking winner over here.
Winner,
all right, so the headline for this is, Nightclub shuts down after woman rides horse into crowd of partygoers.
I mean, that's how I would show up.
And it's just a picture of a woman in her lingerie or a bikini riding a horse.
Is that what actually happened, or did somebody just find a picture of a woman in a bikini riding a horse to use as the thumbnail?
No, it looks very guerrilla. Like, it's not like a nice shot. It's not like. Oh,
well.
It's not a good shot.
It's not very flattering. Is that what you're trying to say?
No, the horse doesn't look that good.
Hey.
Oh wait, no. Oh no, that's the woman. Anyway, so let me start reading.
You okay, man? You sound kind of pony. You know?
I hate him so much.
A little horse.
A little horse.
That was the pony joke. God damn it.
All right, so let me read this. The city of Miami Beach shut down a nightclub on Friday after video surfacing showing a woman in a bikini riding a spooked horse. Spooked ya. Horse into a crowd of people. The incident happened.
Wait, can I stop you there for a second?
Yeah, sure.
So they shut down after the video released, not as it happened. They tried to ride it. They tried to let it ride. Right.
Yeah, let's be fair. That's pretty awesome. You would want to
if I owned a club, I don't think I'd shut down if that happened.
What I'm confused of is there seriously like some kind of outrage? I mean, we're so outraged that
and they're saying she rode it into the club. What kind of entrance do they have that a horse could fit through? So many unanswered questions.
So the incidents happened at the Mokai Lounge sometime between Wednesday evening and early hours of Thursday, according to a city document obtained by HuffPost.
So between midnight and 4 a.m.
Exactly. So
not midnight.
It's the weird part of the night. It's not 3 a.m. to 6 a.m.
What is it? Not sunrise. What is it? In other words, it's not midnight.
Not sunrise.
What's the other one?
Not after midnight. I don't remember. Anyway, attendees at the event recorded the commotion and posted footage to social media. One video showed a man trying to pull the seemingly resistant horse into the club as a man and woman ride on top of the animal.
So she didn't ride it. It was dragged into the club. This is...
You think PETA got behind this?
The clickbait. The clickbait is so real already. I feel lied to. They made it seem like she galloped through the window, like a pony jumping over the fence. And really, it was probably some like police officer riding the horse, and they drag it into the club by a bunch of drunkards.
As she's yelling, "Free all the animals! Free all the animals!"
Yeah, like Curly. She's
Shout out to the last episode.
Painted in tiger stripes. Yeah, sure, Curly. We'll meet you there in a half hour.
A second video shows a woman on the horse amid a tightly packed crowd of people. The horse throws the woman off before slowly walking through the crowd as people cheer. Sounds like a good time.
I mean,
it's not spring break yet.
It could have gotten a lot worse. It could have been a lot worse.
Yeah. So then there's a tweet by the Miami Beach Police that says that it's update. This is a story. This is important enough.
Newsworthy.
Yeah.
Let's see. Sign a few gun legislation. We're gonna fuck over everybody with net neutrality. And should we report on that? Nah. This horse got into a club.
What is this? This is crazy. All right. Update. Miami Beach PD. This is the tweet, by the way. Update. : Miami Beach PD detectives along with Miami Daddy PD. Daddy?
Choke me harder, Daddy.
Animal experts have located the horse that was at Mokai. The horse has been inspected and deemed to be healthy and safe by Miami PD.
Oh, well, that's what's really important. It was then promptly turned into glue.
Our investigation continues. So they didn't really care about the people at all, just the horse. Where did they get the horse from?
I don't know where you get a horse in New York City. I don't even know where you get a tree in New York City. So
it's Miami.
Oh, it's I thought you said it was New York.
No,
it's Miami. Oh, well, that's a little different. I don't know then.
City manager Jimmy Morales revoked the club's business license on Friday. Well, how is that their fault, though? How is that their fault?
You should have shot the horse on sight and the woman.
No trials. No trials. Straight
You're losing your bar license, whatever the fuck it is. I don't know.
Your bar license? Since everyone has a bar license
I don't know.
now?
Well, no, the club.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, the bar.
You didn't shoot this horse or this woman, you're done. You'll never serve liquor in this town again. Well, how are those related? Shut up!
Shut up! And then he just hears like horse noises in the background. And like,
help me! Like in fucking
ready,
like in Team America with the gorillas.
Yeah. Gary! Except it's the club owner, Jimmy. Ah! Ready? Ready? Do the sound effects and I'll look at the camera. Jimmy!
I'm done doing this.
The city press release cites the incident as being hazard to public safety and possible animal cruelty. More important. The woman seeing the video appeared to be an employee from the club. I guess that's where they got that.
Did she quit? Was that how she was quitting?
Okay, so let's break this down. So a woman was working at this club, right? She seems like
I don't know if she was on the clock when this happened. I think she was just an employee.
All right, let's just have the suspension of disbelief.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, so she was on the clock.
So she's on the clock.
Disrobed.
Disrobed. She's like, you know what's a good idea? I'm going to find a fucking horse.
Somehow managed to get a hold of a horse. Apparently knew how to ride a horse.
But imagine like she goes outside, she sees a horse, and everything comes together. He's like, you know what? You know what?
That was the final straw. She just snapped, jumped on the horse, and rid it into her job. I wish I had the lady balls for that. I can't say I don't know if she had balls or not. But.
No. Z or Zer. All right. The woman seen in the video appeared to be an employee from the club, but that's still under investigation.
Appeared to be an employee? Is that? Yeah. Do they all look like that?
I don't know. She was wearing like lingerie or a bikini or something, so must have been that kind of club.
See, I always get a little nervous when I go to like a bar or a club or anything like that, and I see the bartenders and the waitresses always like drinking, and I'm like, that's a recipe for disaster. I feel like,
yeah, it's not good.
Like you're just letting your employees get blasted off of your own off of your own supply.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
I'm surprised something like this hasn't happened sooner. I'm sure it has, but. This is the first time of something like catastrophic with the actual employee like this. I don't know.
All right, so there's another update by the Miami police. Tweeted on Friday, the authorities... The trial of the century. So that authorities had found the horse seen in the video and that it was deemed to be healthy and safe.
It was
They keep
actually-
updating the horse.
It was actually 2 people in a costume.
It's actually 2 people. So here's the second tweet. By
Actually, I'm not a horse. I'm a broom.
I'm a broom. Actually, I'm not a broom. So this is like pretty serious. Like
Is
the
it?
stellar Miami police keeps tweeting about this story.
I mean,
Gang violence.
nah.
Nah, not a problem. So, update. Miami Beach PD detectives, along with
Beach PD? What is this? A 90s sitcom? Like
yes,
they're all wearing fucking aviators and polos. Like hand in your badge, you're done. But chief, I said give me your badge. You're a loose cannon cop.
It's the horse. He's like, I changed my ways. Now I'm on the force.
Your alcoholism is affecting your job.
He's like. So let me read this. Update. Miami Beach PD detectives along with Miami Dade, it's D-A-D-E again, PD's animal experts have located the horse that was at Mokai. The horse has been inspected and deemed to be... Oh, it's the same fucking tweet.
It wasn't
they put
actually
twice.
that horse. It was his twin brother. Just trying to frame him.
They put it twice. What a bad article. This is Yahoo News, everybody. So here's the final paragraph. At a press conference, Mayor of Miami Beach, Dan Gilbert.
No, wait. Is this the mayor of Miami Beach?
Yeah.
Is that different than Miami?
I think it's a town. I don't know. Who fucking knows?
You sure this isn't like an episode of Baywatch?
It seems like an episode. Said what happened. So he said what happened could only be described as insane stupidity and irresponsibilities. So the mayor had to come out and say this.
I mean, he's not
This
wrong.
is the worst thing that ever happened to Miami, ever. According to BuzzFeed. So he added that the Mokai Lounge will be suspect to an animal cruelty investigation. Okay, I don't think the club was like holding horses. Like, I think it was...
They have an underground... I don't know what that sport is when you ride a horse and like jump over the things. They have an underground horse jockey, I don't know, operation. There's a whole circuit, jockey circuit under the club.
You just see the
All the
suspect.
Asian people like, Ben Roy.
You just see the suspect. It's just like a guy with long ears and long hair with like
Bojack.
It's just Link, but they think he's a woman.
It's just Bojack. It's a
Bojack
horse in a
Horseman.
fucking
It's
his
the
suit.
So that's one Yahoo News story.
I know we talked a lot about it last time too, but I watched the new Hey Arnold movie, and it
Yeah.
was so bad. I was so upset. It was
Why do
terrible.
you think it was bad?
The new one where like he goes to that stupid jungle village and like
Yeah.
it was so okay. The reason why I believe part of why Hey Arnold was so good was because it wasn't like, yes, there were some like the ghost conductor and things like that, but all of it was really grounded in reality, and it was like exploring urban legends, which turned out to actually not even really be true. Like when they went to the island, and it was like not even really like
most of them implied that everything was true, including
No.
the ghost train.
Oh,
they
yeah.
saw the ghost.
No, I'm talking about the island, but then they like
The island, but then they had the
they got
scary-
little like laugh, like okay, but yeah, but
And then
this-
even the lake monster, they showed the monster afterwards.
well, they caught it, remember, and then they let it go.
Yeah, they caught it. Yeah, but like, still, everything was real.
It was like this was too much. Like they're exploring this jungle, and then they get abducted by like I don't remember Coney 2012. Like
Coney 2012. that guy said I forgot his name, but that's more realistic because it's an actual
I don't know.
person.
I didn't like it, and it was just. I don't know. I just didn't feel like Hey Arnold. The first half was really good. Like
the ending didn't make you like it wasn't a tearjerker for you. Like he finally
Not at
found his
all.
pet. Oh my god, you have no heart.
because in the first movie, I thought he found them, and then they went off again.
Well,
In the first movie, he found them, remember? And then they went off on like another adventure.
no, they never found them.
So what was that whole dream sequence thing where he finds them and then they have to go off on another adventure again? Like, how did he even know
Because
that guy who was friends with his parents or that like villain guy?
Well, he was just a guide. He was posing as a guide.
Yeah, but how did that guy know about Arnold?
I don't know. I guess because he has the last name Shortman.
Like, I don't know. I just
All right,
I
let's
was-
change the subject.
Yeah, all right. No Dragon Ball Super this week. I am livid.
Yeah, there was no Dragon Ball Super this time. They're just trying to stretch that shit out.
They are milking it for all it's worth.
Now,
which is a lot.
Now, there's a hard realization that comes with having a new Dragon Ball series. You realize that Chris was saying, like, it's a bad show, but then when you look back, you find out that the whole series is pretty fucking bad.
Like, no,
but like you just like it because
the people that like Dragon Ball is not because it's a good anime. Like there have been plenty of anime or a lot of anime. I don't know what the plural of anime and is it still anime? I don't know. Anime shows, whatever, which have been very good. And Dragon Ball Super or Dragon Ball anything. I mean, maybe Dragon Ball is a pretty good show. I haven't watched it in a while, but I think Dragon Ball is probably actually a good show. And the first couple seasons of Dragon Ball Z, like the Frieza saga. And
Dragon Ball was based on was based on this Journey to the West, which was an ancient.
Yeah,
I think it was a Chinese. Yeah, I think it was a Chinese folklore tale.
Okay.
About the monkey boy.
Yeah, but by any standard, it's not a good show. But people like it, and myself, I like it. And I'm in that crowd, and I don't really know why, other than like I've been watching it for so long. I'm invested. There's a couple of characters who are really interesting and who develop well, and I like a lot. And you've seen a lot of different things go through them, but like if I'm being biased here or unbiased, I forget how those two work.
Biased.
If I'm being biased here, like shows like I don't know, Cowboy Bebop or I like Death Note. I'm gonna get a lot of bullshit for liking shonens, but whatever. Like, Death Note
Cowboy Bebop's not a shonen.
No, it's not a shonen, but like
it's a show.
Yeah.
Usually the anime that is really good is ones that were not mangas first.
Like, it's doesn't really compare, but it's still very. I full on accept that it's classic. I full on accept that it very much paved the way and is really what made anime what it is, and I still enjoy watching it. It's one of my favorite shows. I'm a huge fan. I like the fighting game. I'm invested, but like I was saying, just by any stretch of the imagination, by any standard, it's not a good show. Like,
no.
So that's just what we were talking about before. And
sometimes you just like what you like.
Yeah.
Like Dave Grohl says, there's no such thing as guilty pleasure. You just like what you like. But let's look at another Yahoo News story.
I'm looking at stupid Yahoo News stories. This one, like, why is this even someone deemed this worthy enough to write about? U.S. Afghan leaders agree on peace push. The Taliban don't. Yeah. No shit.
No shit. Let's read that story for us, because the Taliban doesn't. Oh, right.
What?
Ready? Both of us at the same time. Ready?
What?
That's Yahoo News.
Let's see. Despite U.S. support, the Afghan government's surprising new peace offer to the Taliban is immediately running into a wall.
Right? At least they're trying.
Did my mouse just die? Oh my god, it did. Okay, we're using the trackball. Nope, the trackball doesn't work either. Hold on. Great technical difficulties.
Shit.
Running into a wall. The insurgents show no sign of shifting from their demand that talks for a conflict ending compromise take place. What? I don't even know how this sentence is structured.
The Yahoo News article writers are amazing. Is this English?
The insurgents show no signs of shifting from their demand that talks for a conflict ending compromise take place with Washington, not Kabul.
Kabul is a city in Afghanistan.
Kabul? Isn't that Kabul? A guy from Mortal Kombat?
So how does it spell?
Kubl.
Okay, that's not it.
Kubul, sorry.
Kubul.
I can't speak. Kabul. There we go. The impasse is blocking a diplomatic path out of America's longest running war and could prove as fateful as fortunes on the battlefield. What is this? Metal Gear lines? Do you believe that love can bloom on the battlefield?
No, not at all. Especially when you're dealing with the fucking Taliban. Is that the end of the article?
Here we go. Even better. We're just gonna. I know. We'll put out this fire by pouring gasoline onto it and then lighting it on fire.
Why is this not working?
The Trump administration says it's escalating pressure on the Taliban to advance A negotiated solution to the fighting.
Good old fucking Trump. He knows how to stop something by prodding it
Maybe
to death.
if we armed their teachers.
That's like no wait. That's like America's like new plan to like take over other governments is giving their teachers like just guns and shit. It's like we must kill their youth.
We have to allow every diplomat in the UN to carry a gun. That's the only way we're going to keep the world safe.
Especially inside the United Nations.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
But diplomacy is a distant second to military efforts right now, and the U.S. isn't offering carrots of its own to persuade the insurgents to lay down their arms.
Oh.
Yeah, no shit. Like,
so
world pushes for peace. Terrorists say no.
So that's not a surprise.
Yeah.
I like how like anti-news that is. It's not even fake news.
I know,
it's
right?
Boring news.
This just in sky blue.
So I've been listening to this guy quite a lot lately. And
what guy?
If you listen to YouTube a lot, you probably know. If you've watched even the H3 podcast or the Joe Rogan podcast, it's this clinical psychologist by the name of Jordan Peterson. Have you heard of him?
Nope. I think I've heard you talk about him a couple of times, but I...
Right. So right now I'm reading his book, 12 Rules to Life. And he's very popular among young males, particularly. Okay. But one of the reasons why he got big, he has like over 600 hours of him just talking and
what on YouTube?
Yep,
600 hours.
600 hours.
That's a lot.
And his because he was a university professor. He's a doctor. He's a doctor, and one of the reasons why he got big was he's from Canada, so he's in the University of Toronto.
That's why because he's from Canada.
No, so there was going to be a bill. A law passed that says that you have to call non-binary people and trans people by their appropriate pronoun names. It would make it a requirement. It would be against the law to not say that, and he refused to do it. He was saying that like I don't care. I don't care that like they could call them each other whatever they want.
Okay, so
and he didn't care. But he's like, as soon as you sign stuff into law, you're telling me what to say.
Yeah, like, okay, so, I mean, I guess we're going to get political with this. Trying to steer away from that in comedy, but I guess it's impossible. One of the biggest thing, well, not the biggest thing, but one of the things that I think about a lot with this is the main thing where you're forcing people what to say, which is almost an infringement on your free speech, but it's not a law to call binary people by their, like...
Yeah.
So, like, as it stands right now, it's not illegal for me to, hey, Chris, you're a girl. Your name is Christy. Haha. But if you were trans, it would be illegal for me to do that?
To what?
Do this exactly that?
To not call me by the name, by the pronoun that I want.
I know, so I'm saying, like, if you were trans and I did that, if you started off as a female and you transitioned to male...
Yeah. You would get fined.
I would get fined for doing that.
Yes, at federal institutions only. So like,
wait, in federal institutions only?
Yeah, like colleges, like certain. I think Canada has some, but like but you get fined. So he was like, you see, they're telling him like, oh, you don't get jail time, and he's like, yeah, but what if I don't pay the fine? He's like,
Okay, so. And another.
So listen, like me personally, like I will call you if you negotiate with me. I have no problem with saying your pronoun.
You have to negotiate with them. It takes a couple of days. You have to bring your lawyers.
I have no problem by calling you by your pronoun. Me personally, but if it's a law and you force me to, that's not good. I don't think anyway.
Like I said, it would be no different than them making a law that says if you're I don't know how this all works. If you're I don't know if you're a guy and you were born a guy or whatever, and you get called
trans.
No, not if you're trans. If you're born a guy and you're just saying a guy like you or me.
Oh, cis.
That's cis or that's binary, cis, right? Yeah. I don't know. So it would be the same thing as them making a law that's saying you have to call binary people by that. Like by law
they have like weird ones like Z and Zer.
Yeah,
Z
and Zerg.
According to him, there's 79 different gender types that he would have to remember. God. So like he was talking to like a transgender professor. It was a woman that transitioned to being a man.
Okay.
And like he's like, you know what I do? I just put like when I put them in my phone, I just label the pronoun in my, so I'll never forget. He's like, do you realize how ridiculous that is? It's 79 different ones. You know, it's hard to keep track, and it's a very small group of people. You know, but I just thought that was really funny. You just see his face. He was like, what? Anyway, so
hold on.
It's time to stop. It's time to stop, okay?
I'll put that on top.
No more. Where the fuck are your parents? Who are your parents? I'm gonna call Child Protective Services. It's time to stop.
Where are your parents? So let's get off this topic before we get too much in trouble.
No, let's talk about furries next. Woo! We're going way off the deep end.
So actually, that's actually an interesting topic, because I was talking to another friend about furries, and I think one of the huge reasons, like, furries are a new thing, right? Like in the last like 20 or 30 years,
Yeah,
like that's a new thing. I think one of the reasons why that you've seen a increase in them was because they've sexualized like animals a lot on like TV shows.
I feel like that's been
growing up.
happening when we were growing up. Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, because like even Looney Tunes, it wasn't like sexual besides like Bugs Bunny, but like you know, like you would look to her. Yeah. It was a funny joke. It's like, would you fuck Bugs if when he looked like a woman?
I'm trying to think of like the first cartoon. I'm going to be honest with myself here. Maybe seem a little weird, but I think I'm comfortable with my sexuality to talk about this. The first like cartoon animal-esque thing that I was attracted to as a kid. I'm not a furry. I'm actually not. I swear to God I'm not. But if I'm like the one that was like that were like superly sexualized, like my earliest memory of that would probably be like that squirrel girl thing from Animaniacs.
Oh. Yeah, I remember her.
Like, because I always thought the nurse was hot too, like on Animaniacs.
Hello,
yeah,
nurse.
right. And then like the squirrel was like the same character, just had a squirrel tail. Like,
so that's my point.
Yeah, I know.
Like,
so like it was kind of like
stuff.
embedded. Oh, it was kind of like embedded into like.
No, that's Chris. That's Chris's dick drooping.
Yeah, right. But then there was a couple other ones, like they obviously super over sexualized, like the female rabbit in Space Jam.
Oh, you mean Lola?
Yeah.
Lola Bunny? Oh my
Yeah.
God. That was like, when, like even I wouldn't even admit to this. When she was like, Bugs. I'm like, ugh. You know, remember when she walks by, he's like,
I'm going to go play some basketball.
That's when your balls drop.
Oh man, we're just straight up stealing Family Guy jokes now. Let's do it. That's how you know you're making a big
Original comedy here.
That's how you know you're
On
making
the
a
Chris
big.
and Chris podcast.
When you're big enough, when you're big enough to get a cease and desist, you're making it.
That's our goal. That's our goal by the end of the year.
That's
to get a cease and desist.
That's the order. It's like you start off as nothing with no views, and then you can do whatever you want, and then you get some sort of a following, and you get a cease and desist for all the shit you rip off, and then you have to make your original content, and then if it's good, then you continue.
Listen. We're gonna get. Listen, we gotta wait until we get.
I'm gonna
that
get
merch.
all the cease and desist.
Some of that fucking merch, baby.
Merch. Oh God, here we go, Logan Paul again.
Start is merching again.
Selling that fucking merch, bitch. Yeah. Bitch.
Let's go.
Better have my money.
Oh my God. So yeah, like they've definitely. I don't know if it was intentional or not, but they've definitely ingrained that into to young people's minds at the time.
Let me tell you something.
There's also to take into consideration there is Rule 34.
What is Rule 34?
You never remember like 4chan?
No, I have no idea.
The rules of the internet.
What is Rule 34?
Rule 34 is if it exists, there's porn of it.
Oh, that's not. That's very true. That's very true.
These are just basic rules. I don't know all of them, but I know like Rule 34 is a super popular one. And that was like, if it exists, there's porn. It's true of the internet.
True. Like, let me tell you about a story. We've been to MagFest before, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yep.
So you went this year.
Yes.
I've gone like 3 or 4 years in the past in a row. But at that convention, one of the cringiest things I've ever fucking seen in my life. It was so cringy that I could feel like my balls going into my body, like just like the douche chills. It was
Your dick
like,
coiling up like the feet in the Wizard of Oz.
And what I saw, and like, you know, for most people they'd be like, yeah, I've seen them. It was a bunch of furries together, and I remember this vividly. I'm going down the I'm going down the elevator to go downstairs. There's one gentleman. He's dressed up in a very, very well done furry suit. It wasn't bad.
He's respecting the craft.
He's respecting the craft, and what he's holding in both of his hands are keyblades, like from Kingdom Hearts. And I just remember he was standing in a position where he was just like, "Fuck yeah!" Like just with like the two keyblades. He's like, yes, in a furry suit with the two keyblades. And I remember in my mind, I'm like, this is bottom, man. This is the bottom.
It's pretty rough.
I was like, I remember, I'll never forget it. I was just like, this is
traumatized.
not even traumatized. I'm like, this is the bottom of humanity. This is
wow. That's not genocidal murderers. Not
it's
rapists. It's the one guy at MagFest dressed up as a furry with
two keyblades, looking like he's the shit. I was like, I will never forget that. I remember at my face, and then my sister was right there, and I was like, she's like,
All right, well, I went this year, and I can attest. I went the year that you went, and I went this year, and I could say that the crowd is a lot more. I can't think of a word, but other than like chill, where it's not so extreme like that.
It's changed a little bit, right?
It's definitely. I mean, I'm not a huge con goer. I go to some cons. I try to go to Comic Con. I try to go to MagFest. Right. There's a couple other ones that I got my eye on, like PAX, and I know KatsuCon passed. I wanted to go to that. Dragon Con's another one I'm looking at. But I remember like when I first started going to cons, like Comic Con was cool. It was when I first started, Comic Con wasn't like
Comic Con New York.
Yeah, it wasn't like
I've been to that one.
huge. Like it always has been one of the biggest conventions in the country. But it wasn't like it was now. Like you went and there was a lot of people. It was cool, and there was all the merch tables and all the different stuff going on. Now it's like Disneyland for nerds, man. Like, and not in the fun sense where like, oh, look how much there is to do. It's just so commercial. All the merch tables, you can't walk anywhere. The costumes are still really good, but like it just feels like I'm walking in a giant nerd mall, which is not really what I want to do when I go to a con. You know, it's just like everyone. I used to go because I like seeing all the different things and all the cosplays and like all the panels and stuff.
So you're saying that it's just a bunch of people selling shit now?
Basically.
Yeah.
And like the art alley is still cool, and there's still a lot of cool things to do, but I feel like now MagFest is like the new Comic-Con because it's got that cool crowd, and it's not so focused on selling people a bunch of shit. Like there's a merch area and it's cool, but there's also like a whole arcade area where they've got a bunch of cabinets, which I don't think Comic-Con ever had. And there's like a vast arcade with all these different types of cabinets with like Soul Calibur and DDR and even some stuff like from Japan that I've never heard of, and it was a lot of fun. And then there's like all these concerts going on with music. Like I remember Power Glove played, which was fucking amazing. That was a great show. Like it was just a show like that, and there's music playing all the time, and then there's all these dance parties and everyone's drinking.
Yeah, you sounded like you had a good time. I don't remember. I think the sickest I've ever been in my life.
Yeah, I
don't like cons in general anymore.
I think if you went to that, or I think you should give it another shot. Come with me next year.
Maybe.
I think you will have a really good time. If it's half of what it was this year, I think you'll have a fantastic time.
I mean, I went to Winter NAMM this year, and I didn't even like that, and it's just music stuff. I didn't even have a good time. You know, it was okay. We were playing on the show floor, but
I think if you give it another chance and go with the mindset of like, because I know you're very work oriented. I know you don't like to not work.
Yeah.
But I think go with the mindset of just kind of, it's like a big party. And I know you just say you don't get a chance to play a lot of games and stuff lately, but you still like that stuff, I think.
Yeah.
And maybe you could go to the arcade, and sure, there'll be multiplayer games. Maybe you get your ass kicked by some guys, but there's also some like single player games.
I'm used to being my ass kicked.
So like, go with that mindset, and I think you will have a much better time. Like there is still some cringy stuff. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like you know, I saw like this guy dressed up as like Thomas the Tank Engine, which I thought was kind of funny, but
no, that's funny.
And then there was another one like
no furries with keyblades.
yeah, I mean, I think I saw a couple furries, but whatever. It's unavoidable at cons now. And I think one of the costumes that stood out to me a lot was there was like 5 guys and they all had cardboard on them. Like they were a train and they were the hype train. And they were just always like walking in line and being, going crazy. It was fun. But yeah,
right,
that's
we'll
definitely
do
something to
that.
consider. Yeah.
All right. We'll try to give that a shot.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Did you hear about that? I know we kind of deviated from this topic, but did you hear about that Overwatch caster that got like death threats?
No.
There's a Overwatch like announcer, I guess, who was doing like the pro. I don't know a lot about pro Overwatch. I used to play a decent amount anymore, but apparently it was on Women's Day. I don't even know. There's a holiday for everything now.
Yep.
Not to say that women don't deserve a holiday. I'm just saying like there's a bunch of stuff going on. Like I don't know, but it was Women's Day apparently, and she on the stream or cast or whatever it was thanked all the men that support women, and everyone blew the fuck up like, oh, you thanked men on Women's Day? Fuck you, you fucking bitch. Like,
come on.
And she got like death threats like, oh, wow, you've got some real internal misogyny, bitch. Like,
That's so counterproductive.
I know.
It's so.
I was like, oh god, it's not even.
What feminists are going to have to realize is that they're going to have some imperfect allies.
Dave Chappelle.
Yeah, that's a good.
He did make a very good point. That was a great stand up, and he makes that point, which was very.
And that's actually helping
good.
them out. He's like saying, "Come on, man, let's keep. Like, what the fuck do they want us to do? Like, it's just not realistic.
It's gonna be like Transformers. Beast Wars. Ever watch Beast Wars, Chris?
Of course.
Remember the Raptor?
Transmetals, baby.
Remember the Raptor guy
Yeah.
who always switched sides? Like, they're gonna need that guy to help them.
That
Like,
was the Raptor guy. That was
it was the Raptor.
yeah, but he's Starscream. I think
No.
that was in Stars. Oh, he had
No.
it was like the same character though. They called him something
Well,
else.
like okay, so if we're gonna get deep in the lore of fucking Transformers Beast Wars here,
This is how
they
fucking
were
awesome we
they were
are.
all different characters because there was an episode where Starscream's Spark comes to the planet and takes over Waspinator, the Wasp guy.
How do we get to Me Too to fucking
Because I'm
Transformers?
explaining you need imperfect allies when there was the Raptor guy who always switched sides. He was
Yeah.
on Megatron side, he was on Optimus Prime side, and like when it was convenient for him, and he was a dick about it. But I'm saying like the good guys even utilized him as an ally because they understood that we need help achieving this goal, and he's gonna help us even though he can't really be trusted or he's done bad things. Like that's the point that they're making, like, or that Dave Chappelle is trying to make, that you have a goal you need to achieve, and you have someone who wants to help you that may have done bad things or may not be perfect and may not align or have done everything that you want them to have done, but they're trying to help you. Like, take the help.
Yeah, take the help, man. You can't be like that. Well, the thing is that a lot of women are in that area are very resentful because something bad happened to them in the past, and holding like this resentment or holding we call them ideologues. Mm-hmm. That's very dangerous to your mental health. Even that's dangerous. So whatever, they're so wrapped up in this thing that no matter what happens, they still want to be hold to this ideal or this thing no matter what happens. So you can't be resentful. Being resentful is very, very dangerous. Like if you don't talk about it and you don't allow people to talk, it's not good, man. It's not good.
You end up with a humongous situation.
Exactly. That woman was an ideologue, basically. So okay. Well, I'm gonna change the subject.
Good.
29 awful bands from the 1990s.
29. I feel like that.
What? 29? That's such a weird number.
I feel like that number is
Just
drastically low. That can't be accurate.
so they got to the point here. So this is like one of the sponsored Yahoo News, like Yahoo
Just
News. So this is the
Nickelback 5
bottom of
times.
the barrel of Yahoo. Yeah.
Just Nickelback 5 times.
No, just Creed. Creed is number 29.
They're not even number 1 worst band.
No, they're 29.
Not even
so-
top 10, top
No,
5. They're the 29th.
It's like this shitty picture of Scott Stapp. All right, and then let's see.
One's
So
Chad
number
Kruger from?
28.
That's Nickelback, right?
Like, ready? What do you think number 28 is? Let's
What
take
do
it.
I think number 28? Bad
be-
bands from the 90s.
Yeah.
It's Good Charlotte from the 90s.
I think so.
They're pretty bad.
So number 28 is Korn.
What? Corn's not bad. Like the best band ever, but I consider them a decent metal band.
Well, Not according to this list.
I mean, I remember I saw Slipknot corn open for them, and it was dope.
This is already going bad. Hanson. That's the next one.
I'm not great with bands. Like
Hootie and the Blowfish. That's definitely one.
yeah, that's fair.
Limp Bizkit.
That's fair too.
Spin Doctor.
Hey, Limp Bizkit. Oh wait, no, that wasn't them. Was it? No. What's the guy who made All Star? Smash Mouth. Do you know to this day they still blame Shrek for their lack of success?
Do they really blame Shrek?
Yes. They are actually mad at Shrek because they we're trying to be a serious band, and I guess they took the money and let them song be played in a movie, and they've been a meme ever since.
Because that song was so fucking bad. You know,
I mean,
like
years
there's one
start
hit
coming,
wonder.
and they don't stop coming.
Listen, if you gotta blame yourself. You know, like you can't be like that because you would have to write like another hit or something. You gotta prove to people that like you have a good song. You know, and plus, wasn't that like the meme came way later? Like there were no memes during Shrek. You know. That wasn't like, I think maybe that almost was like one of the first memes ever. was pretty close. I think was there anything before that?
I don't know, man.
Somebody, it's such an overused meme at this point. That must suck because like you see that shit a lot.
Yeah, you
now
do.
it's like
Shrek is a huge meme in itself.
and it's you can't when you think Shrek, you think of that song, and you think of source filmmakers. So.
Everybody,
It's all related.
oh my God.
That must fucking suck.
Everybody wants to see Shrek and Smash Brothers now. Like
Shrek and Smash. What?
yeah, that's a
Really? Like
it started off as a joke, and everyone's like Shrek and Smash. Let's go.
the worst thing ever. Yeah. Oh my God. I mean, they've done a Cloud Strike.
Yeah, I never thought I would fucking see Cloud and Ryu in Smash Brothers. Here we are. I don't know if we talked about it last time. That movie with the guy from The Office, A Quiet Place. That's pretty good.
Did you watch it?
I didn't see it yet. I don't even think it's out yet.
Yeah, he wrote it too, right?
I don't know.
Yeah, I believe he directed and wrote it.
Looks pretty good. Let's see. I'm googling it right now.
I don't know. I don't believe that like you can't make any noise at all. Like that's the point. If you make any noise, these monsters come.
Yeah, I think they're blind or something, so they hear you.
Right.
So
but
to
like,
make noise,
if they have that good of hearing, like they've been able to hear them like walk and shit. And,
I don't know.
I haven't seen the fucking movie.
Yeah. Maybe they explain it. Maybe they don't. We were talking about Dragon Ball over here. You gotta take your your suspended belief. I don't know.
You had to have suspension of disbelief.
Yeah, that.
Is that a big word for you, Chris?
I mean, it's early for me. It's actually not.
We're doing this a little bit earlier than usual.
Actually not, though, because I get up at 5:30. But I think the movie looks good enough.
Yeah.
This guy said, hey, Peel did it, so can I.
What? Peel?
Yeah.
They're a comedy duo. How's that? How is he related to Peel?
Did he make Get Out?
Yeah, I know, but
So he directed his own movie, and then this guy Jim Halper from The Office is in comedy. Like he was like, "Hey, that guy did it. I can do it.
Yeah,
I can direct my movie." I mean, so far it has 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. What? 100% fresh on Rotten
Silent?
Tomatoes. Yeah, A Quiet
Oh
Place.
no, shit! I gotta see that.
Yeah, 100%. Tomato murder.
Toe murder.
Tomato meter.
Toe murder? What does that look like?
I'm trying to pronounce the stupid made up word they have. The tomato meter.
Tomato meter.
Yeah, I thought it was like tomatometer.
Fucking dyslexic.
It's got 100%.
Out of how many reviews though? By the way, this has turned into an ad for
A Quiet Place.
Ad for A Quiet Place.
Jim Halper.
So this is, if you want us to fucking, promote your shit, contact us at flickswithchris@gmail.com.
You will get an increase of 2 viewers.
By the way, one of our old, we had a first comment on our video.
Oh, did we? I didn't even
The first one, 9-7.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. He was like, "Oh my god, I thought you guys died." Again.
I wish I died. No, I'm just kidding.
Damn, son. That was fucking dark.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, we have 84 views, Chris.
Oh my
84
god.
views. 84 views.
I don't even know how to look up our own video.
You're looking up our own.
I'm trying to, and I can't find it.
Yeah, 957. What? I thought you guys died. Welcome back. And it's Kermit the Frog.
I like how Chris and Chris podcast, and the first thing that comes up is Chris Delia.
Chris D'Elia.
Delia.
Yeah, well, congratulations.
Damn, the first 30 videos. I type in Chris and Chris podcast, and every video is Chris Delia.
Well, let me tell you, he's way funnier.
Yeah, absolutely. You know what I saw yesterday? I don't know what movie it's from, but I saw Mike Tyson fighting Steven Seagal.
When was this?
I think it's an older movie.
It was a movie?
Yeah, like a shitty kung fu movie. But Mike Tyson apparently beat the shit out of Steven Seagal.
I think that would happen in any situation.
They tried to make Steven Seagal like this fucking monk.
Yeah.
Like he's all like old and wise with his fucking ponytail and giblet chin.
He's got some chunk there, boy. He's got some chunk now on a... He's like, you ever see the video of him like flipping over, like he's just doing this, and like they jump, like they do like a somersault for him. He's like, oh.
Yeah, that seemed legit. Nothing set up about that at all. Yeah, fucking get it, Steven. Fucking get it. Yeah! Fucking get it, Steven. Woo! Let's do it! Woo! Yeah, boy, get those giblets going. Yeah, let's go! Woo!
Watch it, click it. You can always like edit out us watching it.
Yeah.
And talk about it. Here, look it up. Type in like Steven Seagal versus Mike Tyson.
What movie was this
I
from?
have no idea. Yeah, the
Oh
4
my
minute
god.
scene. 4 minute scene.
All right, ready? I'm gonna start this up.
All right, I'm gonna just put my volume down. I'll just watch it with you.
Okay, ready?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
Welcome back to
Okay, so first we got.
You can put the volume up so you can hear it. So the volume's still in play.
Yeah. So first we.
Prince Matilda.
This is some place in Kabul. It seems like. But
Look at Steven
that
Seagal.
guy. Yeah, but look at that. Look at how well dressed that guy is.
Yeah, and then I think that's Stone Cold Steve Austin in the back.
What? No, it's not.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is.
What movie is this? Oh my god, he's got chunk, baby.
Yeah.
Got a lot of chunk, you know what I'm saying?
It's all those. It's all that kung fu.
is forced on you by this country.
I do not drink.
I do not drink. I don't do that no
I don't
more.
have much brain cells left. You know what I'm saying?
I don't do that no more.
Mike Tyson, they made him like this crazy powerhouse. You'll see. He's like, I'm actually the drunken master.
I will not put
Yeah.
him.
Drink that wine, boy.
Steven, can you grow like a goatee to hide your neck giblet or something? Come on, man.
Yeah,
What the hell are you saying to me?
that guy's not Stone Cold Steve
Are you
Austin.
sure? I'm pretty sure.
No, it's not. Who was that? That woman was just like, oh shit, it's Steven Seagal. What the? Drink it, bitch. I say no.
Oh,
I appreciate the offer, my friend, but the rules are rules.
this is like.
I do not drink.
I do not. It's like, this is what you do to people. This is what you do to people that fucking make you try to drink, you bitch.
This is how you shut down peer pressure.
Shut it down, baby. It's like, I don't like that. He keeps drinking his wine. Alcohol.
This is like an anime. How crazy Mike Tyson's punches are.
What did that guy do? Why is he doing this shit?
Oh.
What the fuck is going on? Everybody knows Kung Fu.
Oh my god.
Of course they do. Fucking.
Wait, look at this. Look at this shit.
Tell me to punch the. Yeah! He punches the keg.
He got kicked in the side of the head like Jiren and it did nothing.
Oh my god. Even the woman couldn't fight him.
Hey, you don't respect women like that in 2018.
Oh man, his fat blocked that punch. His fat.
It's like that fat teddy bear Winnie the Pooh guy.
Is it?
He's like, I'm not gonna get fucked up with that.
Time to take off my scarf. Here, honey, hold this.
Happy? All right?
Thank you, Steven Seagal.
Shut the fuck up.
That guy's all bloody, fucking away. He's just,
We could all beat him if we work together. Nah.
I can't wait. This
Dun,
is-
dun, 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 dun.
that guy in the corner is like, this is so fucking sexy.
Oh,
What? Obviously.
oh,
Ooh.
I learned this in a women's self-defense class. The classic punching through stones. Oh, flicked in the ear.
Oh shit, that's a throwback to his biting off the ear days. That's my only weakness. That's his Achilles heel.
It's his Achilles ear.
Achilles heel. I don't drink. Forces it down his mouth. Tell me that's gonna happen at the end. So this basically started because someone was trying to force him to drink.
Yeah, I don't know.
Don't do that no more. Ooh. Combination. It's like some of that boxing shit. This is astounding.
Jimmy P, die!
Die, you fat fuck!
Let's go.
Motherfucker, you drink piss.
That was astounding.
Yeah. So that happened. I don't know how when this was uploaded. Just to see.
That was incredible.
That was uploaded February 5th. So this movie must be new. Ish. 2018.
Oh my god.
That's actually newish. Damn. I thought it was older. That's crazy.
It's pretty fucking new.
And we're right back to
It
flips.
looked new. Yeah. Well, we should have segments like that where we watched. If you find like clips like that,
Yeah, I mean,
that was astounding.
I saw that and I was like, Jesus Christ.
That was really good. Yo, freaking Steven Seagal is thick.
He's with 3 C's.
Thick.
Excellent. Ah! God.
I learned this in a woman's self-defense
I just picture him saying it like, I learned this in a woman's self-defense class.
Oh, don't fuck with me, my woman. Shut up.
That's my purse. I don't know you.
Oh, shit.
I think we should, in the future, or moving forward rather, not in the future, we should try throughout the week to bring a couple of things to talk about, maybe,
Yeah.
to the
so
table.
eventually, if our viewers, obviously,
Yeah, obviously, when we get viewers, they can.
throw some comments. I know there's not a lot of you right now.
Hey, that one
Hopefully
guy, you want to hear us
grow.
talk about something? Commented on this video.
Or even like send us. You can email us at flickswithchris@gmail.com if you want to send us like some videos that you think are pretty funny for us to react to.
That or
So
just some subject matter, because I don't know, we run pretty dry in an hour already.
yeah,
So if there's any type of like, hey, I want to hear you guys talk about
blank, or you got
Blank.
some videos you want to send. So if anything, we'll
Don't
appreciate
you worry
all
about
it.
about Chris and Chris. Let me worry about blank.
So apparently, today I learned on the DVD release of Borat, there's a language option for Hebrew.
Oh,
But choosing it only results in a warning screen reading, "You have been trapped, Jew."
is that a 10-year-old Easter egg from Borat
Yeah.
for the Borat DVD?
Yeah.
Sure wasn't on the VHS.
My God,
That's hilarious.
when that guy, Sacha Baron Cohen, dude, like he says that when he wrote a bunch of that stuff,
Yeah.
he's like, he doesn't realize, like, he'll write it and then he won't think ahead. Like he'll just is like, oh yeah, I wrote. He's like, why are we doing this? He's like, you wrote it. He's like,
That's beautiful. It's
Yeah.
perfect. I'm not even mad at him for that.
and he does it anyway.
I like it. I like it. You know what? The only bad one I think was Bruno. That one wasn't funny, but everything else was pretty funny.
That was the most dangerous thing. Was the ending of that?
Of
Remember with
Of Bruno?
Yeah, it's Straight Dave or whatever.
I don't remember that movie like at all. I just remember not liking it that much.
Fucking full frontal nudity.
Oh yeah. Okay. I just remember laughing, but also being like, when he like put himself on the swivel chair,
Right.
slingshot to get a dick in his ass.
Yeah. Fucking terrible. All right, so we'll end on this question. We'll go away from Bruno.
All right.
So I have an interesting Reddit thing here.
Shoot.
Stoics and existentialists agree that meaning in life doesn't come from outside; it is constructed by you. Therefore, the answer to Camus's question to whether to commit suicide or have coffee is also entirely yours. So I'll leave you with that.
Kind of like I was watching Futurama last night,
Right.
and it was the one with the evil Bender with the beard. But
Right.
obviously, then it turns out that
Flexo.
Yeah, but then it turns out that Bender's actually the evil Bender. And Flexo's a nice guy.
Yeah, of course.
And Fry's like, wait, Flexo was good? That means my Bender is evil? Good, evil? I can't even tell the difference between the two. And then Bender pulls out a cigar and is like, good, evil, both are fine choices.
Yeah, and to bring it back to Jordan Peterson, he says something of the same volition. He's like, the key, he's like, people think that you hear a lot that the meaning of life is happiness, and he says, that's fucking bullshit.
No,
It's
I don't
not.
agree with that. I have a very...
He's like, what happens if like you get cancer? What happens if like a family member, you're not going to be happy, so then your whole world's going to fucking crumble? It has to be something deeper, way deeper than that.
I consider myself a nihilist, but not in the
Nihilism is dangerous.
super depressing sense. Like yes, nothing matters, but like if you asked someone like me, or if you asked me the meaning of life, I don't think there is one. I'm a nihilist and I'm an atheist. Like I don't think anything really matters or happens on purpose or has a super important meaning. Your life is your life. You make it of it what you want. You have the best to have a good time while you're here. You're only here once. I'm not saying go out and like murder people or whatever. I'm just saying like just don't let anyone tell you as long as it's not hurting people that you can't do anything. Just go out and do what you want to do. Enjoy it. Do you and don't look for like the meaning of life or I need to attain this ideal or perception of happiness. Like yes, in the nihilist sense of me saying it doesn't matter because you get all the money you want, or even like, and this is probably going to sound depressing, but even like the friends or relationships you have, like when you're gone, don't matter. Like I'm not saying don't do it. I'm just saying like don't put so much emphasis on any one thing. Just enjoy the ride. Life is a ride. Enjoy it. Make it what you want it. And don't put so much emphasis on all the bullshit.
So one of the interesting things that he was saying was that it's inherent in all philosophies and all religions that life at its core is suffering and pain, right? That's the only constant that you have. But the key is two things. I think one of the biggest one is responsibility. That's a huge one that people don't,
I mean, I would disagree with what he's saying off the bat.
Well, he's saying that's inherent.
I'd say suffering and happiness.
Well, let me finish.
Constants. Okay.
So then after he's like, you need to find something that makes all of that worthwhile, that makes it bearable, And some of the key of that is to get up, do take responsibility, have a schedule, do what you need to do, because he's basically saying that a lot of the world's problems come from the individual and not from bigger groups. If you can fix yourself, how are you going to help the world? So,
Okay, I see. I could see that.
It's a very libertarian.
Yeah, I again
idea.
Probably not so much. I could see where he's coming from, and I agree with some aspects of the point, but I don't agree with the point as a whole entirely.
Why is that?
Like I said, it was just like, oh, I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought.
Yeah, it's early.
Yeah. Like I said, I don't consider suffering like the only constant. Like, there's also happiness as a constant. I don't believe there's ever been a person who's never been happy.
He didn't say it's a concept. Well, it happens a lot, and he's like, it's gonna.
So does happiness. I'm sure you have people who have had great suffering have also had times when they've been really happy.
No, but he's saying that like it's not the meaning of life. It's more fulfillment.
I see it more as like a yin and yang thing, where like there's suffering and there's
Well, he talks about he talks about that too. It's a mix between order and chaos, and you need to walk the line in the middle. It's almost like middle pathway. It's like a Buddhist thing. You know, that's something that happens. You'll see that come up in every religion.
I don't think there's any thing that you specifically need to do like that. I guess I'm more on the chaotic side, where let everyone do whatever they want to do as long as it's not hurting anybody else. If somebody wants to be a dick and knock over some kid's ice cream, like, you didn't really hurt the kids. Like, fine, it's fine with me. I don't.
Right. Fuck kids.
But if somebody wants to go and give all their money to charity, you know, go do that too. That's cool. Like, just whatever they like to do. It's like, again, as long as you're not
hurting me, you know.
Somebody wants to knock over my coffee, like, hey, fuck you. Like, but I would still let that person do that.
Yeah.
Or say that they can go do what they want to do in that type of situation. If you want to go punch somebody, no. But you know what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying? Like, let everyone live their life the way they want to live it, as long as they're not fucking other people up.
Yeah, that's we'll say the golden rule. All right, so we'll end on that. Give you something a little bit to work to think about. All right, so this has been the Chris and Chris podcast. I am your host, Chris.
And I am also Chris.
And we'll see you. And we'll see you next time. Maybe. No, let's do this again.
Maybe next time we'll have 2 viewers. Exponential growth.
It's gonna go crazy. See you next week.